So let's talk about that Forest Green game in a tactical sense, shall we? I've got the tactical board up on my iPad and let's have a look where it kind of went. Yeah. Hello and welcome to this video. If you could like, share and subscribe to the channel, I'd much appreciate it. Liking helps the algorithm, sharing gets in front of people's faces, and subscribing lets me know you like the channel. Hit that notification bell to let you know when videos go live. The Talking Wednesday podcast goes live at 5 PM on Data Boxer channel and it's on all podcast platforms of choice. Please go give it a watch. We will much appreciate it. So, a lot of things have been said online since Sunday and today's only Monday. But there've been a lot of the Downmore need to go. The Downmore outers have been out in force. If you've seen them, I get it. I do understand some of it, but also I don't at the same time. I get people who have done it who are just frustrated with it. But when people have actually got genuine things to say this is why we should get rid of it after a 23 game unbeaten run, it's daft. It's gonna do something to the mentality of the player when they've been that long without a loss and then get two on the trot. But that's not an excuse. The professionals, they need to know how to do it. By the sounds of it sounds like there's some very choice words said in that dressing room after the fact, which is what you want. You want that kind of response from them being really annoyed by it because it's opened up a gap now for people. Like it's not got one win, 1 point out of the last 3 games is not great. Even though it was against Barnsley was the one where you could have gone, okay, you can understand why we might have not got all 3 points there. But Forest Green, on the other hand, they just came and they had a game plan. And their game plan was this. So let's go to the iPad. So you can see, I set it up how everyone was set up. Now, what Forest Green kept on doing really well is whenever we would go an attack, they had everyone behind the ball. So every time there was a space, so say if Palmer was trying to get here or Marvin Johnson, you'd had 2 there, but then you'd had 2 here. But then if you had someone like going here, you'd had no player in front. It was very interesting watching how they got forward a lot of the times. Let me just reset the team. Let's reset it to 4-14. It was interesting when they kept on going forward because they really run into the spaces and it's a smaller pitch. And because it's a smaller pitch, you would see us try and have the space here. Normally we would have like a bit of space here, but because it's smaller and narrower, where we would have the space here, there'd be a player here or player here. And what they did really well was close down any space we had. So every time we tried to go down here, either with a winger or wing back, you'd have these 2 players come back and then that player would budge on that player and then get the ball to this player here and they'd go down here. And if this player come up to help the wing back, there's a massive gap here. And that happened a lot on our wing back play. It just didn't work at all. And then if you think about the midfield as a whole, you've got Baz, who was here, there, everywhere. But then you got Backinson, who was just not at it at all. He would not be in the right position, or he'd play a pass, say, here, and a Forest Green player would be like here and pinch it. It was that really interesting way of how they got very tight to us every time we had the ball, even in a defensive position. They get tight here, which caused them to cause problems going forward. And when they got their goal here, no one should be getting beat here. You shouldn't be getting beat there. But we did. And it was a good corner, to be honest. Give them credit because they did their homework. And that's the thing I want to make sure here that people understand. They did their homework and they did their homework well. Where's the ball? Get a ball here. Right, there we go. Because every time there was a ball here with a Wednesday player, 2 people would be on them. But then you'd have someone here breaking up the space. I've got 2 balls on pitch. 2 people here breaking up that base. But this person couldn't properly get free because as soon as they would, they'd get back into position here and stop it. So one of those interesting ones where you see how they were set up. They set up in a 4-4-2. We set up in our usual 3 at the back, 2 wing backs, across the midfield, and then 2 at the top. Now, our other problem that we had was what is it? 3, 3, 5. It's a 3-5-2, really, isn't it? The other problem we had as well in this game was we didn't have enough stuff to come off the bench. There wasn't enough to get off the bench and change it up a little bit. Wasn't another attacking player. Wilk travelled. Wilk did travel down with the squad, but he wasn't deemed fit enough to be on the bench for some reason. And I would have thought just put him on the bench even at like a 60%, a little bit, or 75%, just so he can come off for that little bit. Normally, when we've had games like this, in the Barnsley game and this game, what normally happened is we've had players off the bench. We've had players to be able to get off the bench and come on. So you've had Patterson to come off the bench. You've had, say, a Smith or a Gregory, because Windass and Smith have been up top, or Windass and Gregory have been up top. But then you've had a Wilkes or Patterson to come off the bench of the attacking force. You actually look at that lineup. I might be able to show it, because I might still be able to have the team sheet up here. You look at that lineup. There's nobody on that sub bench who's an attacking player, really. It's all midfielders and defenders. There's no attacking player at all. So who can come off there? You could probably have played Delhi, possibly, as a striker. But even when he came on, he didn't really look great. I think Delhi and Backinson are really starting to show that they can't step up at the moment, and that needs to change quickly. Now, we've got a game on Wednesday versus Cheltenham Town. This is going to be played the same way it gets played here. It's going to get played exactly the same way. They're going to get in our faces, a smaller pitch, and we need to come up with a different way of breaking them down. We've said in the past we struggle breaking down teams that are... Teams that are low block, who do the low block and get in our faces. That's what that it was a lot of the games, 2 games we just had. And when we lost Windass on the Bolton game, we went back to this really defensive way, and it just didn't work. So we need to improve big style. The players already know this. I know people have gone talking about Darren Moore, but there's only so much the players Darren Moore can do until the players go over the line. This one's on the players, and they know it. They know it's on them. So response now to the end of the season has got to be absolutely paramount. So let's see how they do. But yeah, need to be better.